fans, myself included. Tears, dude. What the fuck? What the hell, dude? My goodness. He's gonna apologize? Oh, it's a disaster. It's an absolute disaster. Thoughts and prayers needed. How do I defend that? Oh, God. We need a J. Cole fan meeting emergency. We need a media strategy. Hello. Look is me. Thank you for the 37 months. Just in time. Thank you for the 46 months. Guys, I'm sorry. Ari just made me this soup 1 second ago. I don't want to slurp it into the mic, but I do want to eat it. Yum. Yum, 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 yum. J. Cole, so thank you for the 29 months. Hello. Happy Monday. Good to see you all. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today. But the thing that is taking over my brain is that J. Cole released a diss track and then apologized 2 days later. Apologized before even getting a response. And it was like the most, it was like he said, you know, Kendrick, your albums are pretty great, but that last one wasn't that great. And then he waited 2 days and said, I couldn't sleep. He got on stage in front of his diehard fans and said, I couldn't sleep. I had to apologize. That was the wackest thing I ever did. It's like, what? What, bro? It wasn't, nobody thought you were too aggressive. It wasn't mean. That's crazy. Oh my God, dude. This is like the least, everyone knows they're friends. No one thought it was like dead serious. It was supposed to be the whole competitive hip hop thing, you know? Bro, I swear to God, J. Cole has been putting out track after track. I listened to them all for like 2 years now where he's like, nobody better come at me. Nobody wants to smoke with me. Anyone that comes at me, I'm going to fucking kill him. I'm the GOAT, dude. I'm the UNO. Nobody can stop me. Anybody comes at me, I'm going to fucking murder him on the mic. And I'm like, all right, okay, all right, Cole. I mean, he's a great rapper, dude. He's very, very good at rhyming words. He's incredible at it. So I'm like, all right, tell him. Then he gets hit with like a tiniest jab. You know, all fucking Kendrick said was there's no big three. It's just the big me. If you guys don't follow hip hop at all, I'm sorry if I'm completely out of the left field. The three like biggest best-selling rappers of our recent generation are Drake, J. Cole, and Kendrick, okay? They've sort of elevated themselves above their peers, and they've been the big three. And they never really dissed each other, but there's been like brewing, little subliminals. And then finally it's kind of burst into the open recently when Kendrick said, there's no big three, it's just big me, all right? Like fucking throw the gauntlet down. Nobody's on my level. And then J. Cole responded with like just another soft little jab, dude. He's like, you know what? You don't release that much music. You don't release that much music. You got, it's like, it wasn't even a big deal. He didn't say, do you know what I'm saying? The last time, I'm a bit of a hip hop head. And I like, you know, I like 90s era, 2000s era, you know, I got earlier stuff. The last time I think there was a high-profile rap beef apology was Jay-Z and Nas, where Jay-Z had sex with Nas's baby's mother. Not his wife, but Nas had a son with a woman. Jay-Z had sex with that woman, then made a song about it where he said, I skeeted in your car and left condoms on the baby seat. It's like, that was aggressive. And then Jay-Z's mom made him apologize. Made him apologize. Okay? Because that's ridiculous. That's like over the line. Okay, if you're gonna say something like that, okay, go out and apologize. All right, you know what? I went too far. I went too far. Fucking J. Cole was called out and just did a little light response. Hey, bro, your last album wasn't that great. You know, you don't release music that often. You're my brother, though, and I love you. That's what his song was. And he couldn't sleep. He's up on stage 2 days later. I couldn't sleep. It's like, Holy fuck, that's crazy. I don't even know what to say about that. If he wanted to stop the beef, I don't know. I mean, there's a million ways he could have said this. He could have said, hey, look, you know, I just want my fans to know. If you guys don't know, 2 days after the diss track, J. Cole goes up on stage. This is last night. This is like last night at 7 p.m. I was watching Shogun with Lud and Shake. And then Lud tells me J. Cole just apologized. Lud doesn't even follow hip-hop, bro. That means everybody's hearing about it. That means the whole world's hearing about it. And so I'm like, wait, what? He apologized? And he's like, yeah, he's like sorry for dissing Kendrick. And I was like, no, there's no way. I literally told him, I was like, there's no way he did that. And he's like, he plays me the video clip. And it's like J. Cole on stage in front of his diehard fans. This is like Dreamville, you know, North Carolina. It's like, you know, all of J. Cole's diehard fans. And he's like, man, I couldn't sleep. That diss was the wackest thing I've ever done. I regret it. Paul, you know, it's like him. He's like, what? Oh my goodness. You know what he could have said if he wanted to be done? He's like, hey, you know, I thought about it. A lot of people wanted me to diss Kendrick. As a competitor, you know, I'm always down to go bar for bar, but I just want everyone here to know that I'm a huge fan of his music and like, it's all love. You could say that. That's not that crazy. But to be like, I take it back. You know, I take it back. I can't sleep. I take it back. It just comes off as so bad. It's like, you wrote the song. You put it out. You titled it. It's crazy. It's ridiculous. K-Dot haunting him in his sleep. Yeah, I mean, it's just wild. It's just like, it's a legacy tarnisher a bit. What is this? Where I had something I wanted to show you. I mean, there's like so many memes. There's so many memes, bro. And then, you know, that makes like what, you know, listen, like this is like a long history of rappers apologizing to Kendrick Lamar before he even responds back. Lupe Fiasco did it in 2018. Jay Electronica did it in fucking, I think 2020. Oh wait, where's my chat? It's like, just he's not the boogeyman. It's just rhyming words. By the way, I'm gonna say it. It's not the big three. It's just big me. It's not like a crazy bar. It's like, holy fuck, dude. Just go back. It's like, oh my God. I'm just disappointed, dude. It's you know, the game. These guys they are skilled. Lupe Fiasco and J. Cole are skilled enough at the craft to just fucking write some damn bars. Anyway, it's crazy. Mike's hardest, Balloons of Castamere 2, was a harder diss track than J. Cole's. Yeah, no, I do think Mike's hardest with Balloons of Castamere 3. You know, Mike's hardest is one of the only rappers Kendrick has never dissed. He wasn't even mentioned on Control, dude. That's the incredible thing. Everybody takes this stuff too seriously sometimes, and it's funny. I don't care, maybe just meme. That's the whole point, Paytong. That's the whole point. Is nobody thought this was that serious. At least from the J. Cole Kendrick POV. Nobody was like, damn, these two hate each other. It was like very obviously, you know, it's a little bit of like competition for the #1 spot. I'm baffled that he felt like he couldn't sleep. I'm baffled. I'm thrown by it. You know, and then we get all these, like, there's so many Kendrick lyrics. I was going to kill a couple rappers, but they did it to themselves. Everybody's suicidal. They ain't even need my help. Bro, that's like 2014. God damn. It just makes all this stuff age better. is crazy. Kendrick Lamar is the first person in history to win a rap beef purely off aura. Kendrick hasn't tweeted, posted anything, no festivals, no IG captions, no verses, and he won the battle. It's crazy. I like Mick Jenkins is a rapper I really respect. He hasn't blown up very much, but he's a Chicago rapper. Come on, bro. Can't be rapping that nobody can fuck with you and that the only other person they compare you to consistently challenge. And then you bow out. You know, I'm not dense as a man. I respect it, but that's where it stops. Again, if you want to be at peace and the dude's near, you know, J. Cole's near him 40, he doesn't want to be in a beef. I get it. But there's a way you can say it. I think all you got to do is tell your fans on stage, hey, just end of the day, it's all love. You know, I'm not, I don't hate Kendrick. I respect him. If you guys don't know, like, J. Cole's one of the people that told Dr. Dre to sign Kendrick. You know, like they came up together. They had a fucking collab album that they leaked 2 songs off 10 years ago that was amazing. They just never released it. Pissed me off. I'm like the Atrioc of Atrioc chat. What does that mean? Because I feel like I'm the Atrioc of it. Like test. See, it's me. I'm the Atrioc of Atrioc chat. Stargar, thank you for the 20 months. Appreciate it. King John, thank you for the 26. 42 months sub. I'm as old as you. You think I'm 42 months old? What are you trying to say here? What are you trying to say here, Sevlin? You think I'm 42 months? Did you see the? No, I didn't see anything about MGK or Trippie Redd's producer, bro. I'm not fucking. I'm not. I don't care like that. Anyway, this whole thing was a disaster. I don't even know what else to. I had other stuff I wanted to show, but this was good. This was good. Wait. How do I stop this? It's just bananas, bro. It's just bananas. It just didn't get serious enough. You know what I'm saying? Like generally with rap beef, if there's gonna need to be apologies, it goes back and forth. It gets a little more serious. Somebody crosses the line, and everybody goes, "Okay, we gotta calm down. We gotta calm down before this crosses the line." This was so light. I don't know. I'm thrown. Pusha made Drake apologize to the world for hiding his son. Yeah. Anyway, we'll see what Drake's going to do. He has to say something now. He's got to say something now. And I guess his closest ally, J. Cole, has already laid down his sword. So, I don't know. Oh, dude. Wait, where was that other thing I wanted to show? Yeah, that's too. Like, as a rapper's rapper, as a competitor, I'm surprised. I am disgusted. I am disappointed. Yeah, it's not real beef. We want to see people who claim to be the best that ever. Yeah, it's just like, bro. I think if you don't listen to like J. Cole's features for the past year and a half, 2 years. It doesn't really hit how much he's been saying over and over that he's the best. No one can touch him. If anyone ever comes at him, if anyone wants to smoke, he's got it ready. He's, you know, it's just like he's been doing this whole narrative of like, if anyone comes at me, bro. And like the second it happened, lightly. You know, he didn't even mention J. Cole's name. All Kendrick said was, "It's not the big 3, it's just the big me." Dude, I swear to God, it's so light. Mick Jenkins is fire. Amen, brother. Mick Jenkins is amazing. He's the truth. Where's anyway, what this whole thing feels like Discord drama. Do you have Discord drama between multi-platinum recording artists? J. Cole should apologize for apologizing. The next level. The next level. It would be crazy if tomorrow J. Cole dropped another diss. It's called Psych. That'd be fire, dude. Bring it back. Just go schizophrenic. Psych, I lied, dude. That'd be that. I mean, that's like his last chance. Here's the thing. All this doesn't matter. Grand scheme of things, all this doesn't matter. Of course, it's grown men saying poetry at each other. But it's almost like who's the best poet competition. And there was a bit of a rivalry and it was fun. And what I think is sad as a person who's been a fan of J. Cole for a while is like this almost takes him out of contention. The fact that he backed down here after such a light series of jabs, I think there's just nobody who's going to put him at number one or even in the running. There's like a permanent disqualifier, which is unfortunate. And then, I don't know. He's just been hyping up this album, The Fall Off, for so long, but how it's going to destroy everybody. And now everyone's like, well, not Kendrick. So I don't know. It's tough. It's just a tough sell from that aspect, from like a legacy aspect. Obviously, he makes great music. I still love it. I like the album, the Might Delete Later. I like it. I've been listening to HYB. It's good, but this is tough. I don't know. I just think the way he did it was the worst. There's a Silk Song announcement? Wait, what are you talking about? Hey, who here watched WrestleMania? I only saw clips because Shake Drizzle's a huge WrestleMania fan. He was showing me. Apparently, at some point, The Rock was sent to hell. The Undertaker came back and sent The Rock to hell. That's pretty interesting. And then I heard that IShowSpeed showed up in a Prime bottle and started barking at people. That's what I heard. Damn, I gotta say, Logan Paul's PR team figuring out that he's a natural born wrestler and using that to completely like rehabilitate his fucking image and fans, crazy. Insane. I mean, he just completely played that. He played the whole wrestling. He sports watched. Here's the IShowSpeed clip. I think it's the one I watched already. I watched it with Shake.
Buddy, saved by his prime bottle.
That's the barks.
Saved by his prime bottle. Buddy, he's barking at the mic.
What's crazy is I was talking about this with Lud last night. It's like, obviously Prime is selling very well. Fucking kids that kids are buying it to like look cool at school. It's like incredible. They're selling all these limited edition ones that the markup is crazy. It's bananas. It's doing. I mean, it's closing in on the big three of sports hydration, which is Gatorade, Powerade, Body Armor, and so it's doing really well. That being said, they are spending an absolutely absurd amount. I think my camera got bigger. An absolutely absurd amount on sponsorships. I mean, they have just blown money on some of these big, high-profile sponsorships. It's interesting. I wonder what, I wonder what it all nets out. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time like a high-profile, the way crypto companies or .com companies, they blow so much on marketing that it really eats into their actual profit. I assume they're doing quite well financially because of how many they're selling. But it wouldn't surprise me if a report came out that like, oh yeah, there's actually a fucking shortfall. Like there's like a debt problem or whatever because they've just been dumping so much into these I mean, all this stuff's expensive. Not just this, but they did a partnership with all of WrestleMania and like some of the biggest soccer teams, some of the biggest. It's shocking. So I'm interested to see. I would love to see the numbers. J. Cole in the next WrestleMania, that's his only way back, dude. He's got to pull the Logan Paul. Anyway, if you don't know about rap, no big deal, but it was a monumentous day. It was a monument. Now the whole world's eyes are not the whole world's, the whole, I guess, rap world's eyes are on Drake to see what he says next, or Kendrick if he's gonna say anything. The thing is, like, Kendrick doesn't have to respond to Cole anymore because he already got the apology. But if he does, he can just sample his own apology. You can just play the literal track of him saying, Kendrick Lamar is one of the greatest artists of all time. I can't sleep. You know? It's just, the setup's insane. That's going to go so hard. Sorry, one second. I got to eat this while it's still warm. Okay. God, that's good soup. That is, can you slurp some soup and then say good soup? Yeah, good soup. That's a damn good soup. Thank you to Ari for making it. She's the queen. What soup you got? This is like a chicken. I think this is like a Greek. Avanglemenemino, whatever. The one Ari was showing on stream. Genivius, thank you for the 12 months. Thanks for the 12 months. Thank you for 1 year. First time chat, 10 Cheetos. Atrioc, what do you think of the Steam marketing technique of making a game free for the first day, then paid afterwards to get traction on launch? Yeah, pretty smart. Pretty smart. Again, so much of Steam sales is determined by your position on that new and trending chart. Actually, my understanding is that getting anywhere visible on the Steam homepage is worth more than any other thing you can do, even including like, I don't know, like a big YouTuber playing it. Like that is so valuable. It is so valuable. So anything you can do in that competition to stand out is pretty important. Plus, for like especially for multiplayer games, free to play or very low cost is almost always the way to go, just because friends beget friends playing it. Anyone that you limit from getting into it is like a blocker for 5 other people that might get into it because they get into it. For single player, you gotta charge. Atrioc, I used to be the biggest J. Cole hater, but I saw a clip video of you talking about the new album, and I started listening to it and the old stuff, and holy shit, I remember wrong ever. Yeah, dude, he's good. I mean, I think, I really think, where's this one? Which one did I really like? This one, Johnny P's Caddy. Doesn't hit the same for me now. You know, I was buying in. That was fun. I thought that verse was fire, but you know, when you back down at the very first sign of any trouble, it's crazy. He's rapping from Kendrick's perspective. It's a POV song, dude. It's actually, he's inhabiting the mind. Pasta Ross, thank you for the 6 months. Silk Song is definitely not confirmed. Well, it's confirmed that it's happening, right? Triple I Initiative. I don't see anything about Silk Song in this. It's just, guys, don't copium. We got there. It's like, can you imagine if they have not started? Can you imagine if they've been like fucking faking it the whole time? It's like literally just fake screenshots. They're just sitting there playing Balatro, going home at 3. They haven't started at all. There's not a single fucking moment of gameplay. Yeah, it's just cut Hollow Knight content. They've been coasting on it for years. It's like a social experiment to see how long they can push it back. Can you blame them for fucking amazing? I low-key am so over Balatro. But I heard they patched something. Maybe it's a better game now. That's what Playboy Cardi is doing right now. What is he doing? Atrioc won't answer you, but for an absolute beginner, still playing right check for Diggins or Danny Brown. Oh, you're asking someone else. I see. Hey, Big A, did you see the graph of why does my eyes hurt? Yeah, I did see that. Have you tried the new TFT set? I did. I played it with a couple people. Stans even. Played it with Stans and Spectacore and Yeti and Wang Chang and a couple people. Yeah, it's fun. It's a good one. Good time. Do you think Team Sherry's feeling it's been so long they're scared the game won't ever reach expectations? I'm sure, but fuck it. I don't care. Get it out. Bro, it's their job. It's their job, bro. You've been talking about it. They've been promising. They've been teasing it. You gotta just make the game. They're a 3-person team. That's their choice. That's their choice. They have infinite resources. Anyone will fund them to get bigger team if they need to. And especially the Xbox announcement where they said within the year. And that had apparently been talked to by them, but then I don't know. I think they gotta release it, bro. Team Sherry gonna release it and then be like, we couldn't sleep and delist it 2 days later. It's so funny to delist it. Like, where's the internet age, bro? The song's not going anywhere. All you did was move all the views to YouTube where you don't get any revenue. J. Cole. It's like, now that someone can't play it on Spotify, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It was also like the most streamed track from the album. You just fucked your streams. Hey, Shrek, I invested all my money into rare Funko Pops. My wife said she's taking the kids. Any advice for me? My advice is to make sure you signed a prenup for those Funkos, baby. Don't let her get a single one. That's the fucking future. Double down, dude. Less kids means more money for Funko Pops. Amen. Hodl. Jackie, please. Thank you for the 36 months. Good goddamn. Funko Pop's greater than kids. K-More, thank you for the prime. Random Panda, thank you for the prime. Extra Pip, thank you for the 25 months. Dolahan, thank you for the 13 months. Forrest Gump Munches Box. That's your username? Thank you for the prime, but why? Why is that your username? Has that always been your username? You don't know that about Forrest Gump. And let's remember the man as he lived, you know, running around, stopping Vietnam. Poor Jenny. Why poor Jenny? I mean, if he does, isn't that better? And he's like not a selfish lover. We don't even be talking about it though. I don't want to think about Forrest Gump and whether or not he's a selfish lover. Yo, Big A, did you see that China Central Bank is buying a bunch of gold? Is that a play to reduce dependence on the US dollar? Yes. Yes. All central banks are buying, except for the United States. All central banks are buying a lot of gold right now. Gold's at all-time highs, largely due to central bank buying pressures. There is talk of like a gold-backed BRICS currency eventually. You know, there's been talk about it every year. I don't know. The BRICS meeting's in Russia this year, so Putin can finally go. He couldn't go to the South Africa one because he's wanted as a war criminal. So he couldn't go. But it is happening. They are buying. I mean, listen, they are buying gold. You know, there's this thing where the United States runs a trade deficit with almost every other country, but especially China, where, you know, we import a lot more than we export to them. And so they end up with a lot of dollars and we end up with a lot of stuff. And it used to be they would take those dollars and they would buy U.S. treasuries. They would kind of recycle it back into our system. They would buy our debt, basically our IOUs. That's how it used to work. It was a nice symbiotic relationship that kept the dollar on top and it was good for us. Now they buy as few of those as possible and they taking the dollars and buying gold. They've been trying to get a gold store, which is a fundamental change. Again, this all happens slowly over time, but it's trickling up, and eventually there could be some sort of breaking point. Is that why gold is record highs? Yes, that's a huge part of it. Another part of it is that people are sniffing out that we may not be done in the fight against inflation. And if there is potential for more inflation in the future, then buying gold is a good hedge, which is why some people are doing it. Is that why we call China a sleeping dragon? Because they're hoarding gold. Yes, it's all based on... Xi Jinping literally sits on a giant pile of gold and breathes fire. That's actually two things that are true about him. So it's more literal than it is metaphorical. I buy gold so I can ice on my wrist. Okay, you know that ice on your wrist is diamonds. It's jewels. A gold watch is not ice on your wrist. Like you gotta have. That's the ice part. You gotta understand that. Like you. Yeah, you have yellow snow on your wrist. It's pea ice. All right. Well, that's cool. That's good. Golden ice, you wouldn't get it. I guess I don't get it. I guess I don't get it, bro. Cause my ice. I guess I got ice on my wrist, but it's literal ice because this is the winter edition. You know what I'm saying? These are represent a Japanese snowfall. Matriarch, why would China ever want to buy U.S. Treasury bonds if they're the enemy? Okay, well, first of all, prior to Xi Jinping, China didn't really consider U.S. the enemy in any short-term respect. And secondly, you know, it's a safe way to put all of those dollars and have them continue to slowly grow in value. Buying a treasury bond is just, you have all this money, what are you going to do with these? You buy treasury bonds, holds their value. Only in the Xi Jinping era has there been more of this decoupling to poles, new soft Cold War, China-US thing. Crazy we're actually getting GTA 6 before Silksong. I would love to see that not be true, given that GTA 6 is over a year away. I still hold out hope, and this sounds crazy, and you're going to copy me. I still feel like Silksong could drop this year. Straight up. We're still early in the year. I still feel like it just drops. I feel like they're like just going to fucking... And I know that you guys all agree with me, and I can tell by the way you're typing, but I think legitimately they could just drop it. Like, bam, like September or something. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Here it is, Silksong. There's no way they do no status reports for 5 years, then just drop it. Why not? Why not? I don't think they're going to do traditional rollout. I don't believe that Silksong is going to be like, okay, here's our launch date in, 1 year, and here's updates, and here's interviews with the devs, and here's... I just think they're just not going to do that. I think they're going to have a very short cycle if they do finally finish it. It'll be like dropping today or dropping next week or what. Like, I feel like they're just going to do that. Marketing guy says no marketing. Do you understand that, like, Silksong does not need an IGN dev interview. It's Silksong, bro. A surprise release would get more word of mouth buzz than anything else. It's like a lot of big artists in music have actually discovered this. There's a trend. I don't know if it was Beyonce that started this. I was reading about this. But anyway, bigger artists have trended towards doing surprise releases because they instantly get all this word of mouth social buzz that does more than them like hyping it up themselves through traditional methods. It's been like a bigger thing for bigger. If you're a smaller artist, it doesn't work, but for bigger artists, they've been doing it. If they just dropped a tweet that said 24 hours, it would be so hard. Exactly, dude. It would be even harder if they dropped a tweet that said 24 hours and then 24 hours later they go, what? You didn't actually expect us to release it, right? And then they go silent for another 8 years. That'd be hard as fuck. But isn't the risk that USA doesn't pay back the money on treasuries bought? I am sorry for the question. Never that they don't pay it back. Just to be clear, there is no chance the United States doesn't pay its debts. Well, I also had no chance. I would say like they always can because they can always print money. So if you owe $1 trillion and you have to pay it, you can always print $1 trillion. The problem is that when you do that, you get inflation. That's the problem. And so there's the feeling that these debts are getting so big that countries are afraid to buy treasuries on net because the United States may have inflation and the value of this will go down. That's the idea. That's the, but also it's also part of like a geopolitical goal to destabilize the dollar a bit and not be so reliant on it. But at the end of the day, it's still the best, still the cleanest dirty shirt. You are more down bad for Silk Song than my 70-year-old uncle who thought that JFK was going to come back and that Trump would, quote, do something big on the eclipse. Right on both accounts. He did. He did. So I feel like I'm in good company. I'm in good company, dude. JFK is back. He moves in the shadows. And then Trump has been making moves in the eclipse. I saw a pretty funny tweet where it was where was it? Where the fuck was it? Oh, by the way, today is Marketing Monday. However, the wins and fails portion is tomorrow. The Marketing Monday is today, TikTok investors. And guess what? I recorded an entirely new custom offline Marketing Monday today about corporate April Fool's fails this year that is being finishing touches put on right now by the editors. I think it's going up within the hour, within 40 minutes. So yeah, there's we got a bunch coming. We got wins and fails tomorrow, but we have a bunch of stuff today, including a video. Did you see that Ukrainian bonds are yielding like 34%? Yes. So the percent yield on a bond is higher the riskier it is. And so it's 34% because there's a very good chance that Ukraine doesn't pay or is defeated in a war and then defaults on the bonds. Like there's a chance. That's why. So you could make a lot of money buying Ukrainian war bonds, but you're taking a risk with your money that it doesn't get it back. That's why they have to offer 34%. They don't want to offer 34%. They just have to get somebody to buy them. Why not buy American debt now where it's at its lowest and just deal with the inflation now instead of later when it's higher? I'm interested in what you're asking. Are you saying that America should print $30 trillion and just pay off all our debt now when inflation's, again, it's still bad. We're still above the 2% target rate, like 3%. What I'm telling you is that would It's not even feasible. It's not a reasonable thing to do, but that would cause chaos. That would cause a complete destabilization of the dollar. It would be worthless. It would be, everyone's savings would be worthless. It's not a good idea. So dealing with the inflation now would be catastrophic. It would everybody's savings would be worthless overnight. So people would be mad in the country. They'd be very mad. Just make dollar 2.0 after you pay off the debt. So this is sort of, it's not exactly, but this is analogous to what Germany did right before World War II. After the whole Weimar Republic disaster and they had like wheelbarrows full of money and everything was worthless, they kind of like printed their way out of all the debt, made a new currency, and, you know, everybody who had savings was wiped out. It was a disaster, but the country was in such a bad economic spot that like they did semi-bounce back. It did kind of work. And what was funny is like there was people that saw it coming that took out massive loans. Again, these are all probably Nazis, so they're bad people, or German industrialists during the Nazi era, so probably the same thing. They took out these massive loans and just started buying real assets. There's like a guy in Germany in the post-World War I period, I forget his name, but he bought farmland and banks and houses and all off debt. Like he couldn't afford it. He just took out big fucking loans. And then once the currency was worthless, he could pay it off instantly because it's like, you know, everything's worth nothing. And he was left with all this real shit. And then when the new currency was created, he was like one of the rich people in Germany. He completely fucking played the system. That's why all this inflation stuff is so bad though for regular people. Because if you don't have access to massive, like inflation and devaluation of currency and all that is really helpful for people who are spenders and debtors, and not so much for savers and employees, which is what regular people are. It's very, very frustrating and bad for a regular person, and only benefits people with access to enormous debt loads. That's why I live paycheck to paycheck. Stay based. Stay based, King. Stay based, King. Do you think buying Legos that are going to be discontinued is W money? I got to be honest with you, bro. This is my policy. I'm always distrustful of anything that is called W money. I'm always worried about people that call things W money. I feel like if you're in a situation, we'll figure it out during the TikTok segment, but however, fine, I guess. Like collectibles, I don't think this should be your only portfolio, you know? But if you know Legos better than the average bear and you think you could flip them, I mean, I have friends that flip Magic cards. They do really, really well. I mean, not Warren Buffett well, but they do well, right? They know which cards are going to be in demand because of the fluctuations in what decks are popular, and they buy a good amount of them, and then there's less supply, so they move up, and that shit can work. But I always worry about this stuff because it's like, I feel like to make it work, you have to spend so much time. It's like credit card points guys. I don't trust them. Credit card points guys and like, the churners and they spend so much fucking time on it. And it's like, maybe you eke out a little bit of profit here and there, but it can't be worth more than just like finding a regular way to make money. I don't know. I don't buy it. I feel like it's not economical when you count out time. It's about sticking to the man. I think you're unironically right. I think the reason people do that is not entirely for the cash benefit. I think people that are churners have a psychological need to like get a deal, to get one over on the corporation. So in a way it's kind of based, but in another way you're just like optimizing the fun out of your time in life. It's like over minuscule shit. But I do see the psychological need. I think I feel that with video games. I like the idea of like, you know, one of my favorite things. I mean, you see this on my channel, like when I play Teardown or when I play Hitman or whatever. I just like doing things that I think other people or like the developers didn't intend. That's the most fun thing, even if it's wrong, even if it's bad. I think, to me, I think that's very fun. But I don't make any money off it. Well, I guess I do now. Based. I get one over on the credit card company by only paying the minimum. You did not just say that. Where did you? I have to highlight this message, and I'm sorry. I have to highlight this message. Where did you? Yeah. That is exactly what they want. I just want to be clear. When you only pay the minimum, that is you are the dream customer. Every credit card company, every mortgage lending company, their goal is that you pay the minimum for the longest time. That is their absolute dream. You are what they pray for. If you want to be someone who's not the bank's favorite customer, what you have to do is either pay over the minimum to get down and not pay so much interest, or default and declare bankruptcy and just don't pay. Those two options at least are favored towards you. The house wins if you just pay the minimum over time and just pay as much interest as possible. So what you're saying is not W money? That's exactly what I'm saying. It's not W money. They call me Default Dave. That's not good. Arch Marlowe, if they're calling you Default Dave, that means you are defaulting on so many loans, it's become your nickname. I gotta be honest with you, that's a bad look. You should, do you know what I'm saying? Default Dave. If anything, even if you default 1 or 2 times, it wouldn't be your nickname. That means you're defaulting all the time. I'm surprised they still loan you anything. Is there going to be a marketing one today? Yeah, there is. First, there's one on YouTube being uploaded in the next, I don't know, 10 minutes. Entirely custom, brand new one about April Fools. That's coming up on YouTube. And then we're also going to do a worst TikTok investors video live today. Have a bunch of bad TikTok investors. We're going to do that probably at 9. And then wins and fails is tomorrow. Talking about a lot of things. It's actually a little long. I have to cut it down. What is it now? Wins and fails is at 134 slides. I gotta cut that down. That's not even including What's Up Beijing. That's too long. I will cut that down. I will cut that down for tomorrow. We'll get the good stuff. Atrioc, won't streaming while a YouTube video goes up reduce its first hour views? No, not even a little bit. Not even close, bro. Twitch is a few thousand people. YouTube is like 200,000, in a day or whatever. It's just not. If it did affect it, it would be so minuscule. Why did you fall off Balatro? I just think Balatro, again, I haven't seen in the patches, but Balatro is a game that if you don't enjoy just, doing whatever, trying to find the ultimate long, low stakes run. Like if you want to beat it, like you want to beat it on gold stake, then once you've done it a few times, it's like kind of boring. It's, it's a lot of just resetting. It's not, it doesn't feel as deep as Slay the Spire. And, there's some problems with like flushes statistically being a little bit better than the other hands. So you end up doing more flush decks on average if you're trying to win like higher stakes. It's, it's a game that you get your money's worth. But I feel like after 40 hours, I felt pretty less interested in it at gold stake. But that being said, I think it's a great game. I highly recommended it, but again, I just burnt out on it pretty quick. And I think I think if you haven't tried like grinding higher ascension than Slay Aspire, you don't truly see how deep a game could be. Did you get Gold Stake? I got it like 3 times. 4 times. Should I refer my friend if I don't know how they'll do with the company? Yes, of course. Don't be an asshole, bro. They will not punish you. They're not gonna, if they hire your friend, they're not gonna come back later and be like, hey. No, bro, you're fine. You help your friend out. All the referral does is get them in the door for the interview process. If they hire them, it's on them. They did the interview and they liked him or her or whatever. You know, it's actually a little rude. That means you're like so unconfident in your friend that you're like afraid they're going to embarrass you. Just refer anyone that you can that you feel remotely comfortable about. It's good for you. Referrals is how people get hired at a lot of companies. Referrals is like one of the biggest legs up you can give. Every job posting gets so many resumes that a referral is like just one of the best ways to stand out. Unfortunately, that's not cool, but that's the way it works. It's the way it works. And some companies will give you a bonus. I mean, like at Twitch, if I referred somebody and they got hired, I got $5,000 straight up. It was awesome. And then I referred a recruiter and I went to his department and I said, hey, you're a recruiter, right? And I referred you. I got my $5,000, but that means everybody you recruit, I should also get a downline. I should get some of the money off that because like they wouldn't be here if I hadn't brought you. And they didn't agree. They did not agree. They did not give me that money. I tried for it. I tried for it, but Twitch held firm, unfortunately. I forgot what NVIDIA paid, but it was pretty good too, man. You refer the right people. It was good. I've never been here live before. I assumed that Big A, the master glarketer, faked the Twitch for better YouTube videos. How does it... You think I wrote all the chat messages? Like in Premiere to make the YouTube videos better? That's incredible. That's incredible. I do that. I don't know how you... I'm doing it right now. I'm typing all of these. Yep. We're paid chatters. I'm a bot. Yep. It's me talking to myself. It's me talking to myself. It's incredible. No. Well, honestly, my real answer to your question is that I don't think it does make it better. Can I be honest? The only reason I do most of my videos live, I'm pretty much all my videos live, is because I think I don't feel comfortable doing it offline. It feels, to me, here's what it is. If I'm looking at the camera and I'm like doing an offline presentation, I often feel like if I mess up one small thing, I better start over. I get that vibe of like, oh, I should stop recording and start over. But if I'm live, I just flow. I just go with it. And so I can actually finish the recording and then you know what I'm saying? No, I think I'm getting better at it. I recorded a thing today that I did pretty much, I just chunked it out, but I did it in like a couple takes. And so I'm getting better at it offline, which is good. But that's why I would do it live. That's kind of why. I don't know that. Honestly, I find sometimes that I don't know. I mean, listen, I love you guys. But sometimes I'm watching a video where I'm trying to make a good point, and then I'll look at the chat in the video and it's like, hey, Glister, don't understand what you're saying, but you got keep it glizzy. And it's like, it's just spamming and it's like literally half the screen, and it feels like that's not a great, it's it's like, I don't know. Or it's people spamming about getting ads or something, but it's like the YouTube doesn't know what that means. And sometimes I get worried about how the videos could be more appealing to a broader audience if I didn't have chat. Boots and cats, boots and cats. Boots and cats, boots and cats. Quit the yapping, little bro. When is MM? I have school tomorrow. Oh, well, good. Let's get you to bed then. Let's get you to bed, motherfucker. See you in hell. Why don't you churn chat off during MM so it's better for YouTube viewers? Well, I built my whole scene around the chat and the thing, but I might just do some more offline stuff. I didn't have. I'll be honest with you. Today's the first day I was in a while, like ever, that I was like, I'm gonna record an offline video today, and I just did it, and it wasn't that hard. You know, I have this whole mental psychosis about it, but I just did it today, and it was like, I think it was pretty good. I think it came out pretty well. I just did it. I just fucking talked about something I was interested in to the camera like this, and then I got the cut of the intro today, and it looked great. I don't know. It wasn't that hard. Who was there to tag themselves? That's the only thing we'll miss. That's the only thing we'll miss. Hey, Big A, I have a big job interview tomorrow for a supervisor position. I don't have any formal managerial experience, but I have managed peers / others informally. What kind of questions do you think I will get? Oh, interesting. 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 Let me think of what questions you'll get. I've gotten some of these questions. They're like, I mean, sometimes they'll give you a scenario and you have to like imagine what you would do in that scenario as a manager. Sometimes they might ask like what your theoretical management style is, like what you you know, what you promote for, what you fire for, what you yeah. I mean, I had a supervisor. Yeah, situational is probably the most likely, as I would say. Tell me about a time you had to deal with conflict is a classic interview question. I don't know if that's managerial specific, but yes, you'll get something like this for sure. Hey, thank you for the 12 months. Thank you for the 23 months. I think I'm trying to. You know, I had an interview at Riot one time, and it was for like a marketing department lead this is for Project A, actually. This is for Valorant. Famously, at the end of this interview, I said, I don't even like shooter games, and it caused me a problem. But the first phases, when I was talking to the intro people, it was about managerial stuff, and I think I did pretty well. I'm trying to remember the questions, but I'm blanking on it. It was a number of years ago. I don't. Anyway, you know what? I think you'll be all right, bro. Just don't say anything too crazy. You know, be reasonable. Big A, I graduate tomorrow when I start my first marketing job. Oh, congrats! I just want to say thanks. You were a big inspo to study marketing. Fucking congrats. Congrats on getting a job straight out of college when you graduate. Jesus Christ. You're well above the game. That's not particularly normal right now, graduating in many fields. So, yeah, good on you, man. Congrats. Good luck. Hope you hit the ground running. Similar thing, just as serious. I had an interview to be a captain of my high school improv troupe. Do you have any advice? No, I don't think I can help you as much here. Captain of your high school improv troupe. Maybe do say yes and. Just yes and everything. Whatever question they ask, just everything start with yes and wink. watch SNL like it's old NBA tapes. I will say, whenever I had to do the roast of Bobby Scar, I was on stage for the roast of Bobby Scar. I remember I watched like all of the Comedy Central roasts like I was like studying game. I was like, how many jokes do they do? Like how often do they pause after they You know, I definitely ran through like 4 YouTube videos, bro, of like the Justin Bieber roast, and you know, I just wanted to be like, what? I don't know what to do with these. Preparation's good, dude. In life, preparation's like a superpower. You do a little extra preparation behind the scenes, all of a sudden you're snowballing. I got an interview at McDonald's for my first job. I walked in and I waited for 10 minutes, and then the interview was 10 seconds of her telling me that I'm hired. It's that easy. All right. Easy clap, dude. You're in. Did you... Don't you have to, like, get training or something? Don't they have to, like, teach you how to use the things that do... You just starting on Monday? Yeah, but we don't care about that? Sick. They have you sit in front of a computer for a day and you're good. Cool. Beast. Congrats. It's pure instinct for Americans. You could take an American child at 6 years old and they already have the knowledge to man the fry machine. It's just built in our blood. It's like Jason Bourne. It's the trigger phrase, dude. You just say McDouble and we activate. That's funny. My interview for Toys R Us was to play with toys and they wonder why they went under. Is that real? Are you joking or serious? I can't tell. You literally had to play with toys in your interview? Like, what did you do? Did you have like action figures and go, hey, what did you do? Papa Mystic, what did you actually do when they said play with toys? It was like wood blocks. So you built like a Jenga tower? What did you, I can't picture. So they're watching you. Like it's like a superhero being trained in a lab. They put you in front of some wood blocks and I made a tiny castle. Dude, that's embarrassing. That's crazy. I would never. I can't. You sat there and just built a castle in front of another grown adult. It was me with 5 other people. Bro, that's fucking crazy. They sat you all down and said, build with these wooden blocks and then rated you on them? That's how they determined who? That's wild. You got the job, though. You must have built. Do you know what I'm saying? You must have had a skill there. You must have stood out from the pack. I must say. After they were cooking with those blocks, Fortnite level shit. You just started fucking. You started cranking 90s, dude. In my interview for Marvel, they said I was the only person who did research on the current comics. Some people just aren't trying. I mean, I do agree with that. Yeah, I guess. I think, yeah. There's a lot of people, and that's why I advocate against this. There's a lot of people that do the very scattershot application technique where every single resume is boilerplate. There's nothing unique to the job you're applying for, and they don't know anything about the company, and they don't come in with any knowledge. And they don't, which again, you know, I understand that everyone just wants to get paid. They don't need to love the company or anything. But like, I think those things help, even just basics. And yeah, I think, you know, with so many applicants, there's definitely ways to stand out. The problem is it's so much easier to get rejected now. Doing research for every company does not work as how you want to. Oh, for sure. I'm more saying at the next level. Once you're at the interview phase, and this may not even be for like most entry level jobs, but once you're like a sit down interview phase, you should do some research before you go in. I just be honest with you, it's gonna help. You shouldn't go in blind to a sit down interview. I think that's bad. You'll just feel more confident, bro. It's gonna help. If you take the time to go, then take the time to research. I got 2 jobs at a prestigious university. Oh, wait. And government. And both times when I was called, I had no idea what the job was and had to bluff my way through. Charisma check, bro. Congratulations, you passed. For the rest of us mortals, it's better to know. It's better to know, bro. I would recommend not trying to bluff your way through an interview without any knowledge of what the fuck the company even does, dude. Government job's different. I mean, whatever. Just run it, you know? But also, maybe worth the time to put a little extra effort in for a government job. If you're looking for something cushy and low stakes, I feel like there's a push for people that are trying to get government jobs because they want to opt out of the whole rat race. They want a simple, low stakes 9 to 5 with a pension and, you know, with work-life balance. And they want a hashtag lazy girl job. And so, you know, put in the effort of the interview phase, then you're in. It's like Korean kids fucking grinding to get into college, and then once they're in, they chill because the school's easy. I remember reading up on a company and mentioning aspects I respected about the company during the interview, and my interviewer was like, "Yeah, a lot of interviewees say that." You got boomed, dude. You read the About Us section and just quoted it. You got boomed. That's tough. It's Jover. Dude, I have a friend who was he was applying for medical school. I feel like this was Johns Hopkins or something. One of the nice medical schools, okay? And he gets to this sit-down interview. This guy like flies out from the school to our high school and is like interviewing with him. And so he's in the sit-down interview and he's talking to him. And the guy asks him why he wants to be a doctor. And my friend goes, I think I really just want to help people, you know, make a difference in the world and save lives and whatever, all that shit. And the guy's like, the guy told him, I hear that all the time. And to be honest, I don't believe you. He's straight up said, he said, I don't believe you. Which is, he did, my friend did not get the offer. Which is crazy though, but like, you know, obviously there's like some element of untruth to it, but it's not. It's more like, I think the true honest answer is like, hey, I'm doing it because it's like a stable, well-paid profession. As a bonus, you know, I'd like to help people. I like to be contributing in a positive way. I don't want to work for ExxonMobil. I think that's a more reasonable answer, but did you talk about J. Cole already? Can you read thoughts to me? I missed it. Well, I don't. I did talk about it. You can't rewind the VOD. My J. Cole thoughts are that it's a bad look, bro. It's embarrassing that he backed down after doing the diss. You know, after writing it, recording it, uploading it, putting it out on social media, and then 2 days later saying I can't sleep, and especially after it was so light. You know, And after making so many songs, so many months, years of songs, saying anybody that steps to me is getting smoked, I'll kill your favorite rapper on the mic. Nobody. I'm the UNO. I'm the GOAT, dude. I'm unstoppable. And then, you know, he just says some real minor stuff about Kendrick. Some perfectly arguable stuff. Nothing was that crazy. He didn't say anything over the line. And then to walk it back publicly, say that I was whacked, say I apologize, it's crazy. What does GOAT spell? Are you kidding me? What does GOAT spell? Oh, wait. You don't have to type everything, bro. You do not have to type every thought that comes in your head. You gotta sit on that and think. I completely blew my experience out of proportion to get my marketing job. I said I had community experience leading thousands. It was just my Discord server. That's not that crazy. I just got to be honest with you. People always massage their resumes. And it's almost, you know, I think outright fabrications are riskier. But like taking a job and framing it different ways based on what you're applying for is almost a skill in itself, and also shows that you know the type of thing they're looking for. Because at the end of the day, a lot of jobs, you actually learn what you actually do on the job. All the resume stuff, very rarely is someone just coming in and they're an immediate square peg, square hole. They fit in and start doing the job immediately. Like they learn on the job. Most people are capable of learning the job that actually needs to be done on the job. So what you're really trying to do is like show that you understand, you know, what they're looking for. And that you're the type of person who can learn that and do it. And so you probably didn't fuck up. I think you did the right thing. Especially if you got the job. Recently, my job is good in most ways. I'm learning a lot and I like who I work with. But the pay is way below market rate. They're also paying for my school, but I also can't afford to live right now. Thoughts? Stay for longer to learn more or jump ship? If you can't afford to live, then I guess you got to jump ship. But it sounds like everything else is good. Maybe you can talk to him? Maybe you can fucking talk to him, bro. Maybe you can be like, yo, straight up, here's the thing. I love working here. I love working for you. I've done X, X, and X. I'm being honest with you. I look around and I literally can't live at this rate. You know, maybe even better if you get an offer somewhere else. I got this offer from elsewhere for a higher pay. I'd love to stay here. That can work. I mean, one of the best ways to get a pay raise is to have an offer from somewhere else, but you have to play it right. Otherwise, they might start trying to find a way to get you out. If they're paying for school, that's hard. Yeah, again, to me, it sounds like, you know, if you have no other offers and you're going to dip, well, then you can't afford school anymore. So, you know, be careful. Be careful. Then you're in real trouble. Big A, I'm in my Vegas hotel room down 2.6K. Guys don't gamble. Jesus, bro. I'm sorry to hear that. Take a break. Don't try to chase it. Slime had a bad weekend, to my understanding. He also is down quite a bit, but he can afford it a little more. Do you by chance have a podcast? Will League, do you by chance have a successful podcast that prints you money every month? That could be a way to do it. Bet 2.6K on roulette and double it. Or you could do that. You try Chad's idea. Hey, Atrioc, any thought on crypto market rising meteorically? One of my friends gambled $3,000 on a meme coin and made around $5 million in 3 days. Now he's left his job and spending his time traveling the world. It makes me sad that I didn't gamble when I had the chance. I have a sick coin for you. It's called FOMO coin, and it is going to moon. In fact, all your friends are going to get rich off of it. If you don't invest in my FOMO coin right now, you are literally going to be missing out on riches and wealth. It's going to be embarrassed. You're going to be sitting there on the sidelines. So mail me your money. You can gift the subs. I'll put it in a FOMO coin, and you're going to moon. You're going to moon. I'll be honest with you, bro. FOMO's always been a thing. There's always going to be someone out there who strikes it rich on something. Even Ponzi schemes. People made money off Bernie Madoff, dude. The first wave in. People made money off of, the first wave on GME, and then a bunch of people lost money. People made money off of lottery tickets, bro. If you see someone get a lottery ticket, you're going to have some kind of FOMO, but it doesn't mean buying a lottery ticket's a good investment. You just got to understand. You got to understand. I mean, I know you should be happy for your friend, really. The fact that your friend got a free $5 million is kind of dope. A come up in your circle is still a come up. GME is a bad example. There was some serious market manipulation. I promise you it is not a bad example. GME is a textbook example of FOMO. Apes Together Strong is complete horseshit. The company is not worth the amount of money that it hit at its peak. It's not worth that much. The company does not generate revenues to be worth a market capitalization that it hit. So market manipulation or no, it was overvalued and people were still buying it as part of this whole Apes Together Strong. Bro, that reminds me of the worst person on fucking earth. Nah, he's not the worst person on earth, obviously. He's not even close, but I fucking hate this guy. I just want to talk about this guy real quick. This guy right here. Adam Aron, the CEO of AMC. I think this guy is legitimately a piece of shit. I actually don't like him. He makes me upset. He has been playing into the whole Apes Together Strong. He calls himself the last silverback gorilla. He just keeps hyping up and pumping his stupid fucking shitty ass theater stock to unsuspecting broke people, hoping for an easy way to get rich. And it just keeps going down. And he keeps talking about how it's about to moon, how it's about to pump. And it keeps falling and falling and falling. And you know what's happening? At all of these spikes, he's selling. He's talking about how it's going to moon, how it's going to pump, how he's never going to sell anymore. And then he sells. He just keeps dumping his own shares for money on the public while telling them that it's about to moon. He's a piece of shit. And what's really frustrating to me, what really grinds my gears, is that I am weirdly obsessed with this stuff. You know, this is what I spend a lot of my free time doing, is reading stuff about this and reading this guy's tweets and things like that. And if you read his tweets from back here and you see the replies, they're all like, yeah, Adam. Yeah, CEO Adam. Let's do this. Let's moon. Let's show these hedgies what's up. AMC to the moon, baby. We're with you. And then if you read replies to his tweets now, they're like, hey, I can't afford my daughter's college. You fucked me. I hate you, you rat piece of shit. Hey, Adam Aron, fuck you. You ruined my life. Hey, like, it's all like people that are like completely burnt. Like you read them now, like this year, dude. Look at where it is now. Look at where it is now in 2024. It's all just like people that have been burnt and hurt and misled because this guy in a fucking suit told him it was going to moon. And so, yeah, fuck this guy. And everyone like him. What happened last year that tanked it again? Well, I know that right here, Atrioc predicted that AMC was going to zero. Interesting. Down 90% from that moment. Interesting. Atrioc, I started making a lot of money and I've never paid taxes. It's still all under the table and I'm basically self-employed, but I'm 25. You are making a lot of money and you've never paid taxes? That's an ultimate, that's awesome. You got to figure it out. Hell yeah, dude. I think nothing's going to go wrong. No, you're set. If it's all under the table, I mean, I don't know. I can't give you honest advice here, bro. Like you're getting paid cash. I have no idea of their capability of tracking that, but I assume eventually your rubber's gonna meet the road, bro. He's a hitman. You know, I mean, they can. You know, they don't audit. They audit very infrequently. Your likelihood of getting audited is relatively low. But if it happens, you're just screwed. Because they can trace what you've bought, and they have to find out where that money came from, and you don't have a real source for it, then you're screwed. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. But I also, you know, if it's all under the table, I don't even know how you really report that without a W-2 or anything. It's just such a... Yeah, you could blame your employer, really. Is the green internet going on sale? Yeah, I don't know about hella soon, but yes, that's the next thing we're working on. Is we're actually going to release this whole thing. Lehman Brothers crew neck and Enron hat green, along with possibly one other new thing. That's the plan, but I think for, I mean, I don't know. It might be May or June, to be honest with you. But that's the plan. Not your fault, not your problem. I gotta be honest with you. In real life, not your fault can still be your problem. There's many things where it can be not your fault and it can still be your problem. This could easily still end up being your problem. That's life has a funny way of making it your problem, regardless. I gotta turn the air on once it's fucking hot in here. Thank you for the subs, by the way. Thank you, bro. Thank you, Super Average Goon for the 12 months. Ecto Watch for the 16. Drippo Mode for the 6 months. Bald Gluten with the gifties. Struck by Lightning with the 6. Exclusive Emu with the 9. Nico Foss with the 9. Carter Mitch with the 4. Thank you very much. I'm going to turn the air on, and then we're going to do worst TikToks. Sheesh, 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 sheesh. Oh, I love to sheesh. And I'm sheeshing till I never sheesh. What do you think about the guy that just ran like to Africa? I heard he raised a lot of fucking money for charity. That's kind of sick. I don't know too much about him. It's a cool thing to do, I guess. Atrioc, I'm graduating college in a month, and I was planning on doing graduate school next year for computer engineering. The more I think about it, I don't really want to go to grad school. Should I try to get a job or stick it through for 2 years? I am a bit of a grad school hater. Not saying it can't work for anybody, but it's just very expensive. And so, like, sometimes it's better just to fucking get a job, you know? Get real world experience. But, you know, sometimes if you can't get one, maybe you ride it out for 2 years in grad school and figure it out. Just the level of debt is scary. I'm a big debt hater. I'm always advocating against debt at all costs. I sleep better, dude. I feel like debt fucks with your mental. Some people can just do it. Some people just don't mind. But it stresses me out. Yeah, I'm not Dave Ramsey, bro. But I do think of all his points that I don't all agree with, I agree with his general aversion to debt. Having less stuff but having freedom is nice. I don't buy into the whole, this is very American of like, let me get a $3,000 car payment. Let me lease a jet ski. Let me have a house and then a rental home that I'm paying fucking the minimum on all my credit cards, and all that shit is like just this constant churn of interest racking up. Freaks me out. Spooks me. Also, if you don't live in the U.S., going to Masters is different because they'll pay for your schooling. If you don't live in the U.S., all my advice on that doesn't apply at all, dude. If you're in fucking Sweden, they're going to pay for your schooling and you want to learn it, go fucking do it. That's fine. But if you like freedom, if you like riding an eagle to school and shooting your guns in the sky and having a real fucking life here in the U.S. of A., then get ready to spend a whole fucking ton of money for graduate school. That'll be a lot. That'll add up. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I need you to do one thing for me. Tag yourself as we enter today's Marketing Monday on the worst TikTok investments, part 3. That's not it. That's not it. That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Marketing Monday. 2 times now, we have ventured into the world of TikTok financial advice. And 2 times we have emerged confused and smarter, sharper, better able to make millions on a dime, better able to understand the need to buy someone's course nonstop to learn how to make money by flipping houses. Now, after a few months, an entirely new crop of TikTok investors have emerged. Especially with the rising crypto markets, they are back in force with a whole slew of new financial advice for us to explore. 2 of them stood out to me. I saw 2 of them pop in my feed that shocked me to my core and made me want to do this segment again. The first was this.
You want to be a billionaire?
Yeah.
What's your path? What venture do you think like would get you to be a billionaire?
I'm just gonna wake up a billionaire. I'm just gonna wake up just a fucking billionaire. I ain't even gonna know where it came at. Just gonna be, oh shit, I'm a billionaire.
That's lit. You want to be a billionaire?
That is lit. That is lit as hell, dude. Finally. Just the simple idea of manifesting. And what I like about it is there's not a lot of annoying work involved. You don't even got to buy anything. You don't got to flip a house. You don't got to get passive income. You just wake up a billionaire, which is sick. And I'm ready for this moment to happen. This, by the way, the reason I'm including this as the first one is because this is probably the most reasonable example of all of the clips we'll see today. This is probably the least offensive plan to make $1 billion from everything that I'm seeing. The second clip I saw was not really related on how to make a lot of money, but how to make a little bit of money. And I wanted to just sound this out because I've heard people talking about this outside of just TikTok. Okay?
This is the sketchiest thing I'm doing to make extra money. I've started selling trade lines on my credit cards. I'm using this site. This isn't sponsored. I just want to point out that they're like legit. And so essentially what this is, if a person has bad credit, but they know that they need to get a mortgage or a car loan or something, they pay money to this website. This website matches them up with me based on what they're looking for. And I add them as an authorized user to my credit card for a set amount of time. They don't physically get any sort of card. They don't get my name. They don't have my information. I have all of their information. But the thing is, because they're an authorized user, they get my credit history and that raises their credit score. They get a better interest rate on whatever loan they're trying to get. And I would not be doing this if I didn't know multiple people in person who had also done this and like said it was legit, because it seems so sketchy. I gave this website my banking information so that they can direct deposit me money. And the amount you get paid depends on your credit limit, the length the card has been open, various things. And so the ones I have ranges from $40 to $80, which might not sound like much, but if I get $40 and it took me 5 minutes to add an authorized user on my credit card, that's worth it for me. So I've done this a few times now. I think I have 8 possible spots on my different credit cards. They've paid out about $200 so far, and I have another $200 pending. I don't know if I would recommend it from the other side because these people are giving me their full name, birth date, address, and social security number. Like, they just have to trust that I'm not going to sell that on the black market. I don't even know how to do that. So their secret's safe with me. But I don't think they're getting any of my information. Anyways, if you have a good credit score, this may be for you.
Okay, so I want to talk about this because this is like a real thing that is sort of trending more. It's called trade lines, and it kind of abuses a quirk in our banking and credit system to help people with low credit improve their score rapidly. There's a lot more risks than what she is saying here, and I want to make you understand it a little better. But just before we move on, it's extremely, extremely risky. Wait, let me get a... So, imagine that you have a low credit score. Wait, give me... Oh, this is... Wait. Let's say you have like a 580, right? Okay, you have a 580. And someone else, they've got like a 740, all right? They got a good credit score. They have a credit card that they've been paying off since, let's say, 2012, okay? This is a credit card. They've been paying it off on time since 2012. This credit card has a great credit history, just a long history of good payments. What you can do is you can go to your bank and say, I want to add an authorized user to this credit card. And you add this stranger you've never met to your credit card. This person pays a website to get them added to somebody's bettors list. You get your 40 bucks and they get added to your credit card. Now, what this does, because of the quirk in our system, is it shows banks that this person has a credit card with a long history that's been paid off. And so their score jumps up really fast. They might get 40 points right away, go to 620. Now they can qualify for better loans or whatever. So for them, that's why they do it, right? Here's the problem. It all sounds good so far, right? I mean, the weird thing is they have to give you all of their information, like their social security number and their name, and you have to call your bank and be like, this is my friend, or this is my aunt, or this is my cousin, or this is I want to add them, here's the stuff, okay? First of all, your bank will notice. This is relatively new, but it's gaining popularity. Your bank is going to notice very quickly that you are adding a bunch of random unauthorized users from across the country. And very likely, what they will do is cancel your card. They will notice that this is fraud, and they will cancel your card. And when your card gets canceled, you take a big credit hit. So your 740 might drop down to 700 or 680. Like, this will hurt you, especially because you lose this long time paid credit card. This is probably the most common output. However, there's also risk that you don't know this person, and this person does not get a copy of your credit card. I think people are saying it'll ruin your credit. If this doesn't get canceled, it's not so bad, right? Because they don't get a copy of your credit card. They can't spend your money. They're not going to like buy things and not pay. They can't do anything with your credit. However, they are now added in the bank as an authorized user. So if this guy is shady, if they're like a bit of a social engineer type person, they can call your bank and do all sorts of shenanigans to, one, either get access to some of your data or get a copy of the card sent to them. And if they get that, then you're fucked. Then they can start spending literally your money. That is a very real risk because their name is added as an authorized user. Unless you have like, you know, things set up to like make it only send to your house, call you to verify. They have like ways to get around it and get your thing. So that's a risk right there. That's one thing you have to be worried about. The main thing though is them canceling your card and that getting out of there. So it's generally not worth it for such a small gain, but there are people that have harvested all of these slots, you know, for months to make 40 to 80 bucks per slot on all of this. Eventually it should catch up with you, but I just want you to understand what it is, like what is happening with trade lines. Now, one thing you can do this with, I want you to understand, is let's say you do have good credit. Let's say you have a good credit score. Let's say you're like, you're 790 or whatever. You have a great credit score and you want to help out a family friend, like, you know, an actual cousin or an actual, your little brother or your kid. Let's say you have parents that have great credit score and you want to apply for a house. That makes more sense. That you can add that person to your list. It'll bump their score. They don't get a copy of your card. It just helps out their credit. That's not that crazy. Like that can be done and it won't count as fraud and they won't cancel your thing. And so again, this is not as insane as it might sound as first, but the risks are a lot higher than she's making it seem. And generally, oh, sorry, I forgot the last risk. The last risk is, let me go back here a little bit. The last risk is that right here, this part where we're sending it, there's actually a middleman. This is the website that organizes it. This is the website that finds this person with low credit and this person with high credit. And these websites are very shady. These like tradelines.com and shit, they're very shady. You have to give them all your personal info. This person gives them all their personal info. And if they get hacked or if they decide to sell it to make extra money, all of a sudden, all of your shit is sold on the black market. This is one of the biggest problems. These are not very trusted, you know, reliable websites. These are set up to defraud credit card companies on, you know, or rating agencies on score. So this is where a lot of shit could happen down the line, is you're sitting into this black box that eventually could get hacked, could get leaked, could get sold. And that's a problem. So I just want you guys to understand trade lines and why this woman is kind of pitching you a false bill of goods. It's like, this is bad, all right? Now let's see what, maybe she's not great, but you know what's going to be great? I'm sure this guy, the real Brian Mark. You ever see a white guy with two first names? You know that guy is going to sell you something really, really trustworthy.
I spent the last $7,500 I had in my bank account to hire one of my first mentors. And that literally left me with no cash, so I got a tattoo of a boat burning on fire right after I made that investment. This was to signify that I was burning the ships and there was no way back. After I bought the course, I spent the next 14 days doing 12 to 14 hours per day of studying the course and taking action so that I could grow my business. 2 weeks after I spent every dollar I had in my bank to hire the mentor, I made my first $5,000 sale. Then I went out and I got a phoenix tattoo emerging from the ashes of the flame to signify the fact that once I burned the ships, I was able to emerge as a new beast. Take this video as a sign that it's time to start going all in. I spent the last $7,500.
In other words, please buy my course. Yeah, the guy sells the course. Just to be clear, this guy also conveniently sells a course. So, instructions unclear, lose all your money, get a lot of tattoos, and then buy this guy's course. I'm sure he didn't even, what's funny is he spent so much more time explaining what his tattoos meant than what he sold. How did he make any of the money? Also, last thing, in the course of this story, he spends $7,500 on a course, buys 2 tattoos, and makes $5,000. So he lost $2,500 in order to gain 2 tattoos. just, I mean, as far as the story tells me, he hasn't made anything else since then. So again, rough to follow, but it seems like he gained something spiritually. What are we thinking, TikTok investors? This woman, classic text-based TikTok. might fuck around and get a $5,000 loan at a 6 to 7% interest rate, pay it off over a year, $100 a week repayments to put it all into Bitcoin, enter around 63K and sell it around 80 to 120K. This is gambling with borrowed money. There is no issues with this. This is a brilliant idea as long as you 100% are confident, as you know for a fact that Bitcoin over the next year will go up to 80 to 120K. If you don't know that, then what you're doing is borrowing money that you don't have to make a bet. If Bitcoin goes down, you still owe the money plus the interest. Then you're going to have to sell that Bitcoin at a loss to pay some of it back. Could be a real problem. You're increasing your risk. But what if it hits $1 million? Well, then you're set. So 50-50, you know? You're either rich or you're not. If you trust anyone with his haircut, you deserve what's coming. I haven't seen this one. Let's see. You know, the haircut hasn't put me off yet. He's got a nice suit. He's got the popped collar. This guy's clearly a man of means. Okay, he's got money. I should trust him. Let's see what he's got to say. Also, this pose. I think Warren Buffett invented this. This is how he does his shareholder meetings. He often stops at one of these. All right, let's see what we got.
Rent a home or buy a home? Which one should you do? Buying a home, you're paying off your own equity every month. Renting a home, you're paying off someone's mortgage. And then you could take out that initial equity, buy another home, and now you have 2 homes. Or I guess you could just rent for the rest of your life. Rent a home or buy a home?
Okay. The part I hate is this is what every TikTok person does. Everybody dressed like this on TikTok tells you that if you ever get a house, the first thing you should do is get into more debt to get more houses. None of them conceive of a world where house prices ever goes down or where you can't rent the house out for more than the mortgage. Those are real risks. Those can happen. They're happening to Airbnb busters all over the country. It's happening right now. This is a very real risk. The part about renting versus buying is like an age-old thing people have said, which is like, you know, when you own a house, you're not burning the money on someone else. You're building equity. And that's true, but there is a lot of math. You should look in your area. The cost of renting versus buying varies by area, and there's plenty of places where renting is so much cheaper that you can take the extra money you're saving and either invest that or pay down debt somewhere else and make more money than you would buying equity in a house. You know, you got to be careful. You got to be careful. It's not always true that buying is always better, especially if you're taking out massive mortgages or paying huge costs for housing. So this is a common thing people say, and it sounds good because it's simple, but it's not 100% true. You actually can profitably rent in many places. Yeah, housing also has many costs you don't see, which is like maintenance, repair, insurance, all that. So it adds up. It adds up. What if I buy a trade line to get a good rate on a mortgage? Taxes, yeah, exactly. Taxes. Property taxes are miserable in some states. That sounds really genius. Well, that's what people actually do. You're saying that as a joke. People get trade lines when they have low credit because they want to get a better deal for a car loan or a house loan generally. So if they have a low credit score, they're like, I need to be added to somebody's credit card so I have a good credit score so I can get a decent loan. That's why they do it. For them, it almost does make sense because they do see the points go up. They do get a higher credit score and they get a better loan. The risk is more on your end where you're risking your credit card getting canceled or your data getting stolen. What's this? Oh, speaking of car loans. Speaking of car loans, if you have bad credit, you may end up with a loan like this.
Do y'all want to know what is worse than my Tahoe payment? You guys thought that was bad. Wait till you hear this one. It's my husband's truck. My husband drives a 2020 GMC AT4 Sierra 1500. We bought it in August of 2022. financed it for $78,000. He still has a remaining balance of, I think it's $72,000 or $74,000. I haven't really checked recently. His payments are $1,600 a month. So y'all thought my $1,400 Tahoe payment was bad. His truck payment is $1,600 a month with an APR of 14%. So yeah.
$3,000 combined they're paying on car loans for 2 gigantic gas guzzling cars. just understand the stress that puts on you. Unless your income is absolutely crazy, you have to deal with rent or mortgage costs, and then you're paying these massive car bills just to have a car that you can flex with. I just find it to be so astronomically crazy that people do. It's so common in America to just get so much debt for a car. But the thing is, with a house at least, this is kind of fucked up, but at least with a house, generally, the price of a house goes up over time. So you take out debt, you buy it, but the thing you bought is at least increasing in value. With a car, you're taking out debt, buying it, and it is decreasing in value the second you drive it off the lot. It gets more valueless every day, and you're still paying more and more in interest. It's just racking up. So, I mean, when in doubt, when in doubt, be real careful with car payments. Obviously, if you need a car and you can't afford it in full, you're going to have to do what you got to do. But the less financing you can do, the better. A cheaper car is going to make up for it in peace of mind.
Y'all stop coming after me for my bad finance decisions and go after him because he fucked up too. Too bad he didn't buy his truck for him. I did. So yeah, I messed him both up. Oops. So maybe we should just let his truck get repossessed and keep the Tahoe because a $1,400 Tahoe payment is a whole lot better than a $1,600 truck
It's
payment.
not a whole lot better. It's $200
Or
better.
maybe we should just let them both go back because we have the Audi now and don't need either car payments.
That's hype. You gotta have the Audi. You gotta have the Audi with the Tahoe and the truck, dude. You got to. You're poor if you don't have 3 cars. You're poor. I'm sorry to say it, but it's true. If you don't have the Audi, like if I come over to your house and I see just the Tahoe and the truck, I think, okay, you're a striver, but you're not rich. You haven't made it. And then I see the Audi and I go, okay, that's good. She Wild Lamau drives off in my brand new Tahoe knowing I'm not going to pay a single dime towards it. The Repo Reaper fucking warming his hands up, dude. This is not uncommon. This is not uncommon, dude. Repossessions are rising all over the country. People with cars, especially during the post-pandemic period when car prices rose, had just gotten into some wild fucking deals. Way, 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 way too expensive cars they bought on debt that they cannot make the payments on. So this is a real problem. Watch out. Please be careful. TikTok is not 100% right on this case. Here comes retail. Oh, it's probably about crypto, which is, again, mooning generally right now. And right when crypto starts to rise, that's when the average person goes, wait a minute. I have this fear of missing out.
So I now own 100 million sheep coins because, like, I made like $1,000, so like kind of like even out. I bought more, so I got 100 million Shiba coins. So if it gets to a penny, I got $1 million. So it's looking pretty good. So I now own 100 million Shiba coins.
I mean, there's no more crazy than half the people I see on the internet, bro. And what's crazy is it might happen. Well, what's Shiba at right now, dude? I don't know. Shiba coin price. Not quite to a penny. Not quite to a penny. Is this trending up though? Where are we at? Honestly, depends on when she bought, but she could be up big. That's how crazy it is. But what I can tell about her investment is that it's not based on random guessing, gambling, or FOMO, but about a real understanding of the fundamentals of what Shiba Inu is bringing to the table, of how this real security is going to grow in value over time. It's an investment, not a gamble. And that is why I'm proud to join her by dumping my life savings into Shiba. I think the hardest part of being a crypto investor is determining which dog stock you want to guaranteed get rich in. I think that's the hardest part. It's like, do I get rich on Dog with Hat? Do I get rich on Shiba Inu coin? Do I get rich on classic Doge? There's so many options and they're all guaranteed to go to the moon. So I can just like make some dog shit bullshit crypto and you're telling me Rubes will buy it? No, I think the second you do it, you'll lose money somehow. The way this works is the second you're like, wow, this is so fucking stupid, it's finally time for me to do it, that's when it goes tits up. That's when it all goes down and you lose everything. So just understand that is how it works. If other people do it though, it'll keep mooning. But whenever you buy it, that's when it's fucked. Unless you're this guy who's giving 2021 vibes all over again. Sorry, say that again. Making $2,500 in my finance class as a 16-year-old trader. This guy, I'm sure, is cool and fun to hang out with. When I hear this, I get the vibe of a guy who's like a chiller, you know? Just a fun, well-adjusted young adult. I already got the new car.
I'm streaming in class.
And you guys, we are
Quick stream.
away from the
Go stream in class and financial skills for life.
How many miles in that car? I don't know. How much, what would he finance it at? Can you even legally trade at 16? I'm not sure, actually. I don't think so. I don't think you set it for an account on these places. But either way, when you're this good, it doesn't matter. This guy's going to the moon. And there is no chance he makes a trade that blows up his account. He has so many friends, but he sits alone at lunch so he can trade more on God. Making moves on the Chromebook. Yeah, I think your parents can sign you for account. Yeah, the grind set is real. Good for him. All right, good for him. I've seen people on. Yeah, I do seem to think that gambling is more likely than this guy trying to be a 16-year-old trader flexing his Apple Watch and car. I just want you guys to understand that day trading is a profession that almost doesn't exist anymore. It has been optimized out. You're trading against algorithms and the most advanced, you know, well-paid quantitative units in the world. You are not, there's no edge that you're bringing that is going to reliably produce money as a day trader. It barely existed back in the heyday. It's like completely gone now. They're all net money losers, except for, of course, you and this guy on TikTok. Speaking of 2021, maybe this guy.
So y'all seen my video yesterday, right? This was at $100. It has gone up $67 in 24 hours. Actually, oh, hold on. Today's return, $64. Total return, $111. That's in 4 days. I invested in this 4 days ago, and it's, yes! Do not believe anybody. Everybody doubted Dogecoin and thought it wasn't going to amount to anything, and now look at it, almost 20 cents. Whoa. This, 3.8 million. Get it. Get it now before it goes up more. It is constantly, steadily going up. Do not listen to these people saying it ain't going nowhere. It's going. It's happening now. $60 overnight. Thought y'all said it won't go do nothing. So y'all seen my video yesterday, right?
You know what? I kind of like this guy's energy. I'm not a hater, bro. I think if it's like $100, people punt more than that in Vegas. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be Mr. fucking Debbie Downer here. I don't give a shit if somebody wants to put a little bit of fun money on a Shiba coin. What makes me sad is when people like say, oh, this is what I'm going to bet my life savings on. People get a few $1,000s that could have paid down debt or like made their life consecutively easier, and they dump it into some shit like this. And then, 90% of the time it doesn't work, and then they get sad. That pisses me off. I don't mind this dude, betting on Dogcoin for $60. That's kind of fun. I'm not a hater, but it's not gonna work. I just want you to know, like, realistically, most of the time, you lose this bet. You lose this bet 9 times out of 10. So just be ready for that. Just know what you're getting into. Bet money you can afford to lose. Only has to work once. That's not really true, right? Like, what if he did this once with $100 and it went to 0, and then he did it again with $100 and it went to 167? Well, now you're down $33. Doesn't have to, like, it needs to work once if it goes to $1,000 and changes your whole life. But realistically, even if it does go up, you won't make more than you lost.
Hey, this was at
what's this guy got to say?
Drive.
Oh, we're back to cars. We're back to cars, and this one I think hurts. I think I've seen this one. This one hurts.
Hey, Madison. What kind of car do you drive, and what is your car payment?
I drive a 2024 Jeep Compass Latitude, and it's $598 a month.
Hey, Rick. What kind of car do you drive, and what is your car payment?
I drive a 2020 Wrangler Sport, the 75th edition. I think I pay $800 a month.
Hey, Murad. Yep. What kind of car do you drive, and what is your car payment?
23 Dodge Charger, $858.
Hey, Jose.
Yeah.
What kind of car do you drive, and what is your car payment?
2020 Charger, $650.
Hey, Wesley.
Hey.
What kind of car do you drive, and what is your car payment?
I drive a 2024 Power Wagon, and it's $1,000 a month, somewhere else.
Hey, Dustin. What kind of car do you drive, and what is your car payment?
I demo a 24 Ram, so it's free.
Hey, Taylor.
Nice.
What kind of car do you drive, and what is your car payment?
Base, dude.
I have a 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee Overland, and I paid $12.98.
$12.98. Oh my God, it's unreasonable. That's unreasonable, bro. $12.98. That's like, I don't know how people could laugh at that. It's so not. That's, I just think that bill every month would stress me out, dude. It would just be annoying. Your turn, Atrioc. What kind of car do you drive? What is your car payment? I drive a fucking Honda Fit, an older Honda Fit, and my car payment is $0. $0. All right, and I can fit a bunch of trash in the bag. Bro, this is giving me so much anxiety that she works at a dealership. They couldn't. Bro, I think that's part of it. It's like a dealership normalizing having a big car payment. They make these TikToks and it's like, everyone here's got a car payment. It's not a big deal. But it is. I mean, it's what it all comes back down to is stress, bro. I just think pushing yourself to flex, to get a bigger car than you can afford, or a bigger house or whatever, the extra stress it brings is not worth it. Generally, it's not worth it. Having the cheaper car, turns out you'll feel better long run. Oh, speaking of that, well, not really, different thing. This is something you'll hear about too. I've been seeing more of this. Again, I'm on like financial TikToks on my algorithm. I see more of this stuff, which is about selling options. I don't want to do a whole fucking options tutorial here, but here's Cole Grind at Grind Options. Hear me out. 100K cash in a brokerage account is equivalent to a salary of $72K a year. Selling options at 1.5% per week will get you there. That's the power of being an option seller. I don't really want to do this whole breakdown. all I'm telling you is that people will talk about selling options. There's a lot of people going around of all these strategies of how you can sell options, which is basically it's selling a contract to someone else that pays off if a certain unlikely thing happens. Is generally what I'm like. If you own some stock, you can sell. They have the right to buy the stock if it goes up a certain amount, right? What this is called, what this type of strategy is called, is picking up pennies in front of a steamroller. What you're doing is getting small amounts of money for something that is unlikely over and over and over until the unlikely thing happens and it completely wipes you out. It completely wipes you out. That is generally what these type of people are doing, is because options can be favored so that you mostly win. But then when you don't win, the loss is so great that it takes away all of your gains and you lose everything you get. And so the pennies are not free. I think there's a great response here of this is 1,001 days in the life of a Thanksgiving turkey. Turkey's well-being in days just gets better and better and better and better over time, up and up and up and up and up. And then one bad day and suddenly it's all gone. It's a good way to think about selling options. It is not for a retail trader at all. I would, unless you are professionally employed as an options trader for a Wall Street firm, you shouldn't be doing it. You're almost certainly going to hit the wrong end of that and completely blow up your account. Just completely blow it up. It is my honest advice. Options are very risky. The ways it can go wrong for you in a huge direction very quickly are myriad. Except for Acronym in chat. He would win. This guy would win. But outside of him, or take his advice. Take his advice. Again, what this guy's talking about is gaining $72K a year in salary by just consistently selling options. And that implies that he will never be wrong. That these options won't turn against him in a major fashion and wipe out all of the money he thought he made, which will happen. It's inevitable. They're unlikely events, not impossible events. And so eventually it happens, and then eventually you lose all the money and possibly more. That's the risk. That's the problem. However, a way to earn a little extra money while you're doing that is simply don't pay taxes.
I just filed my taxes and guess who fucking owes?
I used to work with this guy that doesn't file taxes. He never has and he never started. I asked him why. He said, if I don't file, they'll never know. And I'm like, didn't you first start filing? He's like, no, I never started. I never started the cycle. I'm like, dude, they're going to catch you. He's like, how are they going to catch me if I don't remind them that I exist? I don't think they're going to catch him, dude. He's been doing this for 25 years.
Wow. I will say 25 years is pretty impressive. If he's truly been not paying taxes for 25 years, he might... This guy might be narking, dude. Get on, don't fucking narc on him. Don't put his ass on TikTok. They can come after you for back taxes, though, is the thing. If they ever get you at any point, it's all tumbling down. It's all tumbling down. Still, I mean, that guy, no stress of taxes for 25 years. He might be worth it. I figure you couldn't make it more than 7 before they catch you. But 25? Maybe there's something to it. Maybe there's something to it. How will they find him? So I think it's funny that his system makes no sense because employers just send the information to the IRS directly. The IRS definitely has a file on him with how much he's made. Unless he's getting paid under the table for everything, then they have a file on the money he's made from his employers. So maybe they owe him money. How would they owe him money if he's never paid taxes? How would they possibly owe him money? He could make almost no money. He could be under the threshold where it doesn't matter, where it's so small he has no taxes to pay. But if he's got like a W-2 job earning the American median, like between 50 and 75, and he hasn't paid tax in 25 years, that's actually incredibly impressive. It's like, That's like he's actually saved himself a lot of money over his lifetime, and they still haven't caught him, which is kind of crazy. It could also be this guy lying. He could just be lying. Could be exaggerating or hustling or whatever. But if true, it's a real strategy, I guess. True degeneracy, rooting for him. This is Sonny Poe. Here's a 90-day update on how I maxed out 8 credit cards to buy Bitcoin is going at a high level. You can check out the image of the spreadsheet where I'm tracking it for full details. Some high-level stats. The total amount of Bitcoin bought is 1.4. I mean, he bought it at 37K. He's up. He's up. 54K in credit card debt, though. Yeah, I mean, this worked. I can't be honest with you. Sometimes you bink it. The stress of this would eat me alive. If this was all my money, all in credit card debt, unrealized. I mean, he hasn't sold yet, so he hasn't actually made anything. Bitcoin could go down and ruin this whole thing, or he could keep going up and keep making him money. But technically, right now, he could sell all the Bitcoin, pay off all the debt, and have made basically 27K, which is incredible for doing nothing, for just taking the risk, I guess. Yeah, this. I mean, I'm not gonna say it never works. This worked so far. He did bink it. He took the absolute omega degenerate risk on 8 credit cards and is sitting pretty. That means he keeps it on his laptop, most likely. You trying to steal his wallet? You trying to steal his wallet? I mean, realistically, you could, for example, sell your kidney on a black market, get a few $1,000s, double that in Vegas, double that on DraftKings, double that on Dogecoin, and then put that all into Bitcoin, and then suddenly you're sitting pretty once that moons. You know what I'm saying? It's a possibility. I just don't know if I'd always advise it unless you buy my course on TikTok. But there is a risk-free investment. I'm taking it as a joke, but there is a risk-free investment you can take.
Many different ways you could play a game. You could look at the spread, you could look at player props, the total, but we're going to get, again, a little spicy here. This is going to be a sweat. I wish I could give you a ton of research of why this is going to hit under, but when we look at UConn, they like to slow down the tempo. The same thing goes for Northwestern. If they want to stay in this game, they're going to have to slow down UConn's offense. And we like to go off what we just saw. So for Northwestern, for example, they just put up 77 points on Florida Atlantic, but you have to remember, 19 of those points, they came in overtime. So I expect this to be a slow game all around, good defenses on both sides of the ball. And so if you look at a team total, although it seems low at 60.5, I'm going to go under there.
You know what? Some would call this wagering, gambling. I think the way you sold this, no, I think what it is risk-free investment. That's the way to look at it. Aaron,
positive way.
Aaron Dolan from ESPN Bet with the...
I have to add that to my soundboard. That's fucking incredible. Yes, dude. Yes. It is. It is risk-free investment. Did it hit? Did you guys know? I mean, it hit. It's risk-free, baby. It fucking hit. That's what I'm talking about. God, sports gambling is such a great and reliable way to make money consistently over time. Just listen to attractive people on ESPN tell you and millions of others exactly what will happen, bet those things exactly, and then collect your free profits. That's fucking awesome. What a hilarious thing to say.
I think the way you sold this, no, I think what it is risk-free investment.
That's one of my favorite quotes ever. I have to add that. That's fucking awesome. That's awesome. What about nothing like free debt? What's this?
That's how you get a free
$14,000. Let's say you have a credit card, say a Bank of America card. Okay, you owe $5,000 on the Bank of America card. You're like, damn, dude, I'm paying a lot of interest here. I applied for a Navy Federal additional card, and the Platinum came out. The Platinum card gave me $14,000. $14,000 transfer balance for 12 months. I think it's like 0.9%. Call Navy Fed. Can you do a transfer balance? How much? The whole $14,000. Okay, what card do you want on? Can you put it on this Bank of America card? No problem. They're not gonna ask you how much you owe on that card. I want the whole $14,000 on that Bank of America card. How much am I over, right? I only owed $4,000, so $9,000 over. So I'm negative $9,000, but a good negative. Now I put it in my checking. That's even better, right? So it's quick. Then get that money and you pay back the other card. You free up this card, and then what do? You call Bank of America to give you more credit because now the card's paid off. Usually wait till after it reports. That's why you should know when's your reporting date. How to get a free $14,000, because you literally got $14,000 for 12 months, and if you can make that money grow, even better.
For
That's how you get a free.
12 months is the key. For 12 months, all this fucking swapping back and forth, it's debt. You still have to pay it. You still have to pay it back with interest. It's not free. You have to pay it back, bro. That being said, I would do this. Take the money and then buy shirts that say drug dealer? No. Quitter? No. Entrepreneur. You start selling these hoodies, maybe in XXL, and you start making real cash, you're turning that money around, okay? That's profit. That 14K, that's turning to 15, 20, 25K. Then you could pay off the debt easy.
Apply.
So he failed at selling drugs. I mean, I can't tell if he failed at selling drugs or if he is rebranding being a drug dealer. I don't know. It could be anything. It could be either one. This guy definitely has 900 credit card. Easily 900 credits for him. Free 14. It has 1.7 million views. That's awesome. That's awesome. Ecom Bulldog. That's awesome. That's fucking sick, dude. Stick to it. There occasionally are consequences.
In 2020, I actually signed up for over 15 bogus small business loans. And since I'm already going to jail, it's time to tell my side of the story. Now, this scam started out like any other good scam. An error from the government, an opportunity for me. There was a form that you could fill out online, and it would ask you 3 questions. It would ask you, do you own a small business? You would check yes. Then it would ask you if you want $10,000. You check yes. And then it would say, do you promise you own a small business? And then you check yes again, and boom, 10,000 bucks. Now, this process was like taking candy from a baby. So once I got the 10,000, I did the right thing, and I told everyone I knew about. Now, at first, people were skeptical. They said, Drake, what do you mean you just answered 3 questions and then $10,000 appears in your account? But I assured them it was legit. So next thing you know, I was signing everybody up. I was taking their information, signing up for this loan, and then I was giving them $50 out of the $10,000. And until things went wrong, like really, really, really wrong,
Wait, he was signing it up for them, giving them $50 and keeping... keeping the rest $99.50 or 50%. Okay, I'm assuming 50%. Okay, I was like, because if he's gave him $50, 50%, still 50% is insane. By the way, insane cut. Okay, all right. So he's really ramping up the level of fraud. I like that.
Everybody was happy. And to be honest, no problems really occurred until they realized that, hey, maybe this Drake guy isn't a trapdoor salesman. Now, in my defense and everyone else's defense who had taken this opportunity, what else were we supposed to do? Big Brother had came down, locked us down, and told us we couldn't make any money. We were just doing what we had to do. I'm just glad I got to come on here and tell my side of the story. It's been real, and I will see you in 3 to 6 years.
Jesus Christ. This guy's so honest. I can't even be so mad at him, especially because so many richer people than this guy did basically the same thing with much bigger loans than $10,000 during all the PPP and ERC fraud and got away with it scot-free. I pray to God there is some sort of retribution for them as well, not just this guy who pushed it so far and got so egregious they had to catch him. Yeah, he turned into a pyramid scheme, but like people did it. I mean, I bet if he had just done the initial 10K, they might not even have caught him, bro. That's how crazy it was. It was just so fraudulent. I just feel bad because like there's so many people that did not participate in this fraud that just fell behind all of the people that abused it for no. It was so scam filled. I can't even talk about without getting mad. I hate ERC. I hate PPE.
In 20.
What was the scam exactly? I'm so confused. In COVID era, the government created these things called PPP loans that were designed to help small businesses keep employees on. The idea was everything's locked down. So if you have a local restaurant or something, you can get a loan so you don't have to fire your employees. The thing is, they were such an urgent rush to get this money out to the public that they had no system in place to check if any of it was true. So people could very, very easily get these loans from the government without any verification that they actually own a business, or more importantly, that they even kept the employees on. So many businesses took massive loans from the government they didn't have to pay back, and they didn't even keep the employees. They still fired people. They didn't even do anything. It was just open fraud. And so this happened on a really, really grand scale, like all over the country. People took this money out and they bought Ferraris with it. They bought land with it. It was just a lot. I mean, it's one of the big contributors to massive inflation that we've had since 2021. It's people that were able to buy so many random things with huge direct deposit loans to their bank account. And only some of this fraud has been clawed back. A lot of it has gone undetected. And many, almost so many wealthy people and politicians, you can look up and see that they've taken out PPP loans that were forgiven by the government that they did not need or essentially just used to get free money. It's crazy. There are a few examples of it being used correctly, but on the whole, there was so much wide-scale fraud. And this has continued well past COVID with the ERC, Employee Retention Tax Credit, ERC, that again has had fraud up through and including late 2023. It's finally been cracked down on. They don't have a lot of new ERC fraud, but it happened all the way through 2023. Pretty fucked. But only this guy's going to jail. You know what I'm saying? You don't see like any of the big corporations that use it going to jail, or the guys that took out $1 million loans and didn't pay them back. But this guy, he's going to jail, being on TikTok. I work for a guy who owns a giant supplement business in the U.S., and he used it to buy himself $1 million boat. Dude, I get so mad. I was like, why the fuck do we... And then all the rest of us have to deal with fucking higher grocery costs and all of this shit as a result of fucking people, massive fraud, buying boats. It's very annoying. Housing prices rose dramatically because people buying housing and land. It's a frustrating consequence. But at least we can declare bankruptcy, which TikTok tells us is low-key lit. I used credit cards to go on luxury vacations after I got disbarred from being a lawyer. $35K in debt, and all I had to do was file some paperwork to make it go away. Dave Ramsey would be proud I'm debt-free now. So that's fucking sick, you know? You only YOLO once, baby. Get out there. Get after it.
Are you wasting your time learning international business? Go international and learn business. I studied international business. All right. And then my international business professor had never been overseas. Said, fuck this shit. I'm out. And I became an international business entrepreneur. So, you want to learn international business? Start doing business. I'm not going to learn it from a motherfucking textbook. Are you wasting your time learning international business?
Damn, actually fucking Giga Chad. I assume this guy has a course. The Join Capital Club.
Business. Go international and learn business.
How are you learning international business? Go international and learn business. That's How does this have 173,000 likes, bro? I'm losing it. I'm losing it. Buy his course, bro. Buy his course. Dude, buy it. Buy it. Buy it. It'll work. What about this guy?
I was offered $40,000 by my family to go to high school my senior year. But I said, nope, I'm going to bet on sports instead and start my journey. About 3-4 years ago, I had moved to Florida, and I had to decide, am I going to go to high school and finish off, or am I going to stop doing...
Bro, not even college, it's high school. By the way, what kind of parents offer you 40 grand to finish high school? That's crazy.
I had moved to Florida, and I had to decide, am I going to go to high school and finish off, or am I going to stop doing that, and am I going to start working, becoming an entrepreneur, following what my brother was doing, betting on...
You are not an entrepreneur for betting on sports. You're not starting a small business, bro. You just took the money and put it on the fucking under. That's not entrepreneurial. You can't just walk into Vegas, put it all on red, and say, I'm an entrepreneur. That's not what it fucking means.
On sports, and I decided I'm going to do what I think is best, which is to start betting on sports, start learning as much as I possibly can, and start going down the entrepreneurial route. So, about 3 to 4 years ago, I made a decision to, instead of going here, go straight to the lab, head to the office. I got a membership at this local office, co-work, started working every single day to find CLV-driven bets, and a couple years later now,
It was always a
I made the
car.
right decision, because I could have gotten a $40,000 car by a family member for going to school, finishing off. It was a BMW 340i. But I decided I'm going to put in the work. I believe that I can do it. I believe if I put in the hard work, I can achieve much more. And that's exactly what I've done. And this is just the beginning.
This mindset is so fucking warped. It's so cooked, dude. This kid has so much privilege. I mean, this kid has such rich family. To offer him a fucking BMW to finish out high school. And he's talking about how his hard work and entrepreneurial spirit and hustle, and all he did was sports bet off of money that he was given. That's fucking awesome. By the way, we don't even know if he bought this. This could be fucking leased to own. He's probably paying a massive car payment on this shit to flex as he fucking scrambles to the debt from losing the sports bets.
I was offered...
Follow your dreams. All right, we got... Wait, oh. Sir, this is a Wendy's.
Go look at your paycheck. It's not at least 100 grand a month. You got work to do. A lot of you guys jack off all day. Seriously, I mean, like, you guys just bullshit all the time. Greatness comes from doing mundane shit that average people can't keep doing. It's not all fucking sexy and fired up. It's staying consistent, doing the shit you need to do over and over and over and over. Everybody told me what's fucking possible. Fuck everybody. I called my own shots. I'm not a crowd pleaser. I fucking destroyed it. Go look at your paycheck.
Doing what? What is the mundane shit you're doing to get 100K a month? That's crazy. I want you to know that I'm operating a pretty successful YouTube channel. Got a pretty good Twitch channel. You add it all up, it's not 100K a month, bro. What are people doing to make that? You gotta be fucking Kai Cenat or the Mr. Clean here. That's fucking crazy. Podcast? Bro, the Yard Boys aren't making 100K a month individually. That's what do you? They're number one on Patreon. Who's making 100K?
I called my own shots.
You aren't on the hustle? That's wild. By the way, is his company named Elliot, or is this like just his name Elliot on his shirt? I think the key to success is putting your name loud and proud in the middle of your shirt. So everybody knows who you are and who the fuck you stand for. That's based. That's fucking sick, dude. It's his brand? Yeah, well. This guy's Intense. What a salesman. Other side of it, this guy.
Welcome back, everyone, to another Finance Friday. So this Friday, we are total $67,080.90 in credit card debt. It went up a little bit from last week. You guys, the interest is what kills me. I get charged like $400 in interest a week. That's what I'm like paying. It's crazy, or a little more actually. But as you can see, we have some payments due. Same payments as last week. I didn't really pay anything because we didn't get paid yet. So yeah, we're just leaving that there. The balances went up a little bit. Or no, I actually paid the Bank of America Red and the Bank of America Silver. So the balances went down a little bit. But then the Capital One, we got charged like $400 in interest.
Dude, that's so many fucking sources of debt. That's so many sources of debt. All accruing interest, just racking up.
So it's
you got 3 different Amex cards.
Over its $14,000 limit, and obviously a $477 payment due. Amex on the 20th, I don't know what we're going to do about that because we got our car payment due on the 28th too, so it's like, and then the insurance due on the 29th, which is a lot of money, so we're going to have to put the insurance on the Sally Mae credit card, which only has a $3,000 limit, and you guys, I'm stressing. Let's see what I've spent so far in February.
I mean,
so if
listen, I want to respect this guy's attempt, you know, to try and get a handle on this. Man, I don't know how you get to this point though. Something had to be, you know, once you're 67K and now you have to put bills for like insurance on a credit card, that's so high interest. Anyway, the one thing I want to say here is this really hits the point of like stress, dude. Just, you know, if you're going to buy something with debt, just understand, like, just make a calculation of what the stress of the payment will be down the road. Like, factor that in at least.
If we're looking here, so far in February, I spent $156 on gas, $255 on food, $107 on my storage unit rent, cell phone $13.49, interest, see the interest $429.43.
Bro, this is like a U.S. government's. It's like fucking education, military, Social Security, interest, dude.
And then what else? Healthcare 27 cents, miscellaneous $58. So that's the budget, and I think what is today, like the 9th or something? I don't even know, but yeah, so that's what we spent so far in February, but we got to get the interest under control. I am applying to new jobs, so we might have new income coming, so
fingers crossed.
I'm going to see about that, but yeah, let's go back to the debt. So going back to this, I mean, $67,080. I think I have like 2,500 more available, so we're just gonna see what happens, you guys. See what happens. But I have, for everyone who was talking about last week that you have to pay your Amex Platinum off in full, they have pay later and pay over time, so you don't actually have to pay it in full every month. They give you a limit of how much you can pay over time or whatever, so that's what. But I get charged like $200 a month in interest on just the Amex Platinum, so it's kind of a lot. So
interest is just gonna
yeah, and I'm gonna get charged my membership fee in February, I think, so that's gonna be a $700 fee, so we love that.
Well, I feel for this guy. This guy seems a little late to be self-aware, but is self-aware now and is trying to get it down. I mean, this is such a deep hole to climb out of. I don't know what your income is. That's tough. But again, credit card default rates are rising pretty rapidly in America, at least right now, and it's because of stuff like this. People just took on debt they can't afford to pay back, and so I don't know if it's going to reach crisis levels, but it's serious. Repo rates are rising. You know, this stuff is unsustainable. I don't see a path, assuming this guy's making like the U.S. median, to get out of something like this. It's just, you have to cut your spending to the bone to try and climb out of a hole like this. Once you're already this deep. How does he have limits that high? I think he has so many different cards. I do think like these companies kind of fucked up by. Do you know what I'm saying? This is why I feel like there's some sort of credit event brewing, where banks are going to be in trouble and need bailouts or default, is because a lot of these loans are so bad. Like this guy can't pay this back, and they've given him credit he shouldn't have access to. And I think that's why companies like Amex Platinum allow you to pay later. They want to keep this shit rolling. They don't want to have a default event. A little spooky. Finally, very finally, last one. We have top gotta be close.
I have 70% up.
Let's go, brother.
That's me. I have 50%
Yeah, I
up.
saw Wait, you have bonk? You have bonk?
Wait, 30% up.
I'm sorry, I'm Bull run.
I have EPX.
Let's go.
I have 7.
Bro, when your Uber driver is flexing you that he's got bonk and it's up 50%. Dude, by the way, this guy is the fucking Warren Buffett of shit coins. You just hit, dude. They're all up. I mean, he's just showing his list. They're all fucking up, dude. This is actually crazy. He hit on XTZ, Jasmy, Bonk, EPX, Pond, and Mana. This dude don't miss. Honestly, unreal. But, yeah, I mean, my heart and soul tells me we are nearing a repeat of 2021 with all this stuff. It just feels like we've hit max stupidity. Max greed, yet again. It's just another peak. It feels like this stuff's got to be bad. But we'll see. Who knows? I could be dead wrong, and this shit can fucking keep mooning. I don't want to yuck anybody's yums, but my advice is don't bet what you can afford to lose. Yeah, what we need to finish with is Elon back on SNL. If we get one more Elon Musk as Wario, that's when you know you should sell. That's the moment. Okay? It can keep mooning, keep buying, keep betting, but if this motherfucker does one of these, if he's Waluigi or some shit, sell that day, because it's a sign of the times, sign to be over. And that's our TikTok investor update. Hope you learned a damn thing. Thanks for watching. Tune in for more Marketing Mondays in the future. What time is it? 10:08. Bro, is it possible that we watch a Dr. House MD? Is it possible or even probable that we bring back the GOAT? I feel like I haven't watched one in a minute, and now I'm interested in watching one. Though I was getting pretty fucking fed up with that season. It actually got so insane so quickly that I got whiplash. But I'm down to see where we take it. I'm down. At the end of the day, I'm down. What season were we on? Season 7, episode 3. Starring Cynthia Watros from Lost. Fuck it. I'm going to run an ad. I'm going to grab a water. And then we're going to watch House, season 7, episode 3. If you haven't watched House, it's pretty fun to watch with Twitch chat. We just kind of make fun of it the whole time. The episodes are not super linked, so you don't need to know too much, other than the fact that Dr. House is insane and does many, many illegal things that would not fly in a real hospital. All right, let me change title.